to Naruto. He's like, I know I want to be Hokage. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to figure it out. If my, maybe if my life depends on it, it's a bit strong, but in context of the program, it actually works. But in general terms, it's a bit strong. And I think that's what I really see in him when he's younger. He's like, I'm so determined. I know I'm not that good. He's like, I know I'm not that good at doing the shadow clones, like making myself replicate myself, and like doing the, I was going to say magic tricks, because I don't know how to describe the
ninjutsu.
Yeah, but how do you describe them to someone who doesn't know what ninjutsu?
They're not magic tricks. It's like martial arts techniques, but with like you could call it a energy infusion.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, there we go. Energy,
like fireballs and all that.
Yeah. So he's like, I know I'm not really good at this stuff, but I'm going to figure it out, and I will be Hokage someday. And it's like, it's that the just straight determination to know, like, that's the direction I'm heading in. And yeah, I might rear off course. Yeah, I might, question it sometimes, but I know that's the direction I'm heading in. And I think it's such a helpful thing to have in life, especially at times where you feel like, maybe I'm a bit lost right now. If you still got that direction in your mind, you've got a North Star to follow, kind of thing.
I loved, so okay, he's a kid, he meets Sasuke, yeah, bam, rivalry, because Sakura likes him,
yeah,
and he's like, oh, I want her to like me. Why does everyone like him? And he's sitting there brooding, just like Sasuke, just pissed. And I love this, like, Sasuke doesn't like Naruto because he's happy, and like, maybe happy is the wrong word. He's loud and he's ignorant.
He's carefree.
Bingo. Carefree. And Sasuke is anything but fucking carefree. He's taking everything really seriously. This is something I see in business all the time. People think you have to be like Sasuke to win, but they don't realize that you actually win more when you're like Naruto. And I see this with so many people who have misunderstandings about making more money. They think that you're going to turn into Sasuke, or you have to be like that to create more money. In fact, it's the opposite. It doesn't mean that, people who make more money are like Naruto, but you get to choose. Which one do you want to be like? When Rock Lee fights Gaara. He takes off his leg weights, and he drops them on the floor, and everyone's like, oh yeah, you had leg weights on. When they hit the floor, it's like super heavy, and he's like flying around Gaara. He's so sick, man. I love that.
So they're basically having a fight as part of the exam, and he's up against this guy, and everyone's like, oh my god, this kid's like a demon. He's undefeatable. He's so strong, you can't get near him. He's got this like sand magic, which basically every time you try and hit him, this sand wall goes up, so you just hit the sand. And Rock Lee, like, he doesn't have any like special powers. He's just martial arts. That's it. Kicks and punches. That's it. But he's really fast. So he's like going around Gaara, and he's not really getting anywhere, but he's like holding his own. And then he basically jumps onto this thing, and he lifts up his socks, takes off these ankle weights, and everyone's like, oh, he's wearing ankle weights. Oh yeah, really good. And then he like drops them on the floor, and it's like, the whole room starts shaking. The impact's massive, and everyone's like, and then he gets back in the fight, and he's like doing everything 10 times faster. And it's really funny, because I was thinking about this morning on the way home from the gym, because I've just started wearing a weighted vest.
Nice.
When I'm in the gym. And I was thinking, like, it's so much, like, I think it's only like 5 or 6 kilos. It's not that heavy, but everything is so much harder with that extra 5 kilos on my body. Like, it's insane. Like, I'm more out of breath in between reps. Like, obviously, I'm using more, because I only do body weights. I'm using more weight to work the muscles and stuff. And I was thinking about the relationship with like the Rock Lee thing, and I was like, oh, it's mad, because like, if I do I did like 6 pull-ups, like 3 sets of 6 pull-ups with the vest on. If I do that for a few months with the vest on, when I take the vest off, I'll be able to do like sets of 9 or 10 without, right, or whatever. And I was like, it's amazing what happens when you don't have the weight holding you down, but also the weight helps you get stronger.
Yep.
So I was like, this is what that scene represents for me, is like, it's what happens when we let go of our stories. Like, those stories have served the purpose up to a point. They've helped us to get where we are. They've helped us to be strong, resilient, whatever it may be. And when we let go of the stories, what more can we be capable of?
Orochimaru, he bites Sasuke and gives him the curse mark, right? Now, that curse mark is both a hindrance and a massive help to Sasuke. Helps him unlock new powers, etc. But one thing that he doesn't find himself asking himself, why did it happen to me? It's kind of like he's living in his own movie where he's like, well, yeah, that seems about right. Like, my brother murdered my entire family and now I got bitten by this snake demon.
It's like, oh well.
He's like, yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. And also, what I like about it is he comes from it from like, okay, all right, this has happened. How can I use this to my advantage?
Yeah, he's like, now what? Instead of like fighting it or whatever. You know, there's people who've got like diagnosis for serious illnesses, and they're like, okay, cool, I got this. Like, what should I do now? Or like, what do I want to do next? Oh, let me go to Peru to do some research or whatever. Like, a lot of people do that, and then there's some people like, I'm gonna die. Fuck. And it's really, again, it's like a big lesson in who do you want to be. Sasuke says, I'm an avenger, right? So I got bitten by this snake demon and I'm starting to turn into some weird demon myself. All right, well, it could help me be an avenger. That's what I like about Naruto. Like, he's an orphan, but he doesn't have parents. No one really cares about him and all that. And instead of being like, woe is me, he's taking it on himself to be like, I'm going to be the leader of this village. I want to be a stand for it takes a village to raise a child. But that child has to choose that. And it's like, yeah, connecting your pain with your why. With your pain, your past, with your why, your future. And the middle point, the now, is who the fuck do you choose to be? Do you choose to be the one who complains, oh, I don't have parents? I don't know what that's like. I don't want to know what that's like anytime soon. And at the same time, I have my version of that. We've all got our version of like, we went through hard times, now we're here, where do we want to go? And this is again just more and more directions that Naruto is pointing us in. The whole story keeps pointing us in that direction. Who do you choose to be? What do you choose to stand for? And Naruto keeps saying in the beginning, this is my ninja way. I won't go back on my word. That's so powerful, man.
Rock Lee's story is, to me, it's like one of the best because he's, you know, for want of a better word, he's handicapped in the ninja world because he doesn't have the superpowers that everyone else has. He just has fighting ability. And I love the scenes where they flash back to when he's a kid and they show him just training on his own, and he's like, if I can't do 1,000 push-ups, then I will do 1,000 squats. If I can't do 1,000 squats, then I'm going to do 1,000 kicks. If I can't do 1,000 kicks, then I'm going to do... And he's like up in the mountain somewhere in the woods or whatever, training by himself. And what I love about him, he's just quietly getting on with his business. He's like, I'm going to make the most out of what I can't do all these special things that other people can do. I can only do the basics per se, but I'm going to do the best with what I've got. And I'm not going to go about like, oh, everyone, hey, look at me. I train so hard because I have to make up for my lack of, you know, whatever ability in other departments. He's just like, I'm going off in the woods by myself where no one's seeing me. It's just about me. It's only me who knows if I'm not training that hard. You know, it's only me who knows if I am training that hard. And I'm going to put that work in behind the scenes without anyone knowing so that I can, you know, give the best of what I can for the abilities that I have. And I think, to me, man, that's really powerful because, you know, we live in a world where people are like shouting about, yeah, this is what I'm up to, this is my achievements, and we're capable of that, like, or culpable of that as well. Like, you know, we want to celebrate our successes. It's not about that, but it's the way you go about it. Some people, it's like, yeah, I need to tell everyone how great I am because it means something about me. Rock Lee's like, I'm just gonna go off and do my own thing over there, train super hard, don't need to tell anyone about it, and then I'm just going to perform when I need to perform and then let my fighting do the talking. And I love that, man. For me, that's one of the best, like, characters, like stories, like background story, you know, because it's just
celebrating your wins is lame. I just said it. I don't care. Remember when he fights Kimimaro and he's doing the drunken style?
Fist.
So funny. But you know, it's inbuilt in his body to keep fighting, and even though he's drunk, he's still able to fight really well because it's ingrained in him. That's why, like, if it doesn't make sense to celebrate making a certain amount of money. Yeah, it's cool. It's an achievement. Awesome. I got my first kickboxing fight coming up. I'm going to fight. I'm going to have a really good time. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm not gonna celebrate it like like yes, it's something I did. I'll probably do it again. Actually, I'm definitely gonna do it again. I'm having a lot of fun. These things are not to like. My mom goes to me, "Are you gonna have a little like leaving party before you go to the US?" I'm like, no, I don't want to make it into a thing. This is what I like about like training behind the scenes, or like doing things without telling anyone or making it into a thing. Just how I live. And if it was that, I could just get on with stuff. They don't have to be things like, oh, fuck, I'm going to do this thing. It's just, it's normal.
Yeah, it's just a part of life. Thanks for watching this clip. If you like this, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and come and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Nerd Life Coaches. You can find loads more there.